Once your LinkedIn profile is set up and you have created your company page, the next thing you need to do is to start growing your personal network. As I mentioned before, this will create countless new opportunities to promote your business, to find business partners, and to gain clients, amongst other things. We're looking at this first rather than marketing, because marketing on LinkedIn will become that much easier once you've built up a large network. Now, as I mentioned earlier on, when you first sign up to LinkedIn, you'll be given the opportunity to add a bunch of people that you already know through Facebook, through your mobile phone contacts, and through your email, amongst other things. And you can see you can also add it by clicking on these icons here. And at first this might seem like an irritation, and you'll probably be tempted to quickly swipe through all of your old school friends and work colleagues, but don't. Why? Because those contacts are incredibly valuable, even if you're not particularly interested in their actual careers. To understand this is to appreciate the full power of LinkedIn, which often comes down to essentially being a case of degrees of separation. To see this in action, take a look at your current LinkedIn profile and then search for someone influential that you want to be connected with. Don't be afraid to reach for the stars and aim big. Richard Branson might be slightly too high up in the pecking order, but if you have a few hundred contacts, then you could very well find that you're connected with someone like Tony Robbins. And that's a hugely powerful connection, and I'll explain how you can use that later. So, in other words, that kid who always used to pick their nose at the back of history class is well worth adding on LinkedIn, because their aunt might just happen to be best friends with Tony Robbins' hairdresser. It's always possible. The wider the audience you connect with, the more easily you'll be able to start reaching out to more people. So don't just accept all of those people you know. Make sure that you actively seek out anyone you can think of and use them to build your professional network. And you never know, it might just turn out that someone you used to know is themselves now a very powerful connection for you. Rapportive is an incredibly important tool that you can use to increase your connections. Essentially, Rapportive is a plugin that you use with Gmail and which can then show you the LinkedIn profile of anyone who messages you. And this makes Rapportive a fantastic tool in many ways. Not only does Rapportive ensure that you can find out who someone is when they propose doing business with you, but it also gives you the significant advantage of being able to add them as a contact right then and there, rather than having to remember to do it later. If someone contacts you to suggest working with you, or even if you contact them, this puts you at the forefront of their mind and thus gives you the opportunity to reach out to them. Even if they turn down your suggestion to work together, the fact that they've actually communicated with you makes them far more likely to add you to their LinkedIn network out of politeness and a sense of obligation alone. But when you do this, timing is everything. You need to act quickly to take advantage of that window of opportunity while they are susceptible to your approach. If you leave it a year and then try adding them on LinkedIn, you'll find that they are all the more likely to simply ignore the request. At this point, you might as well be messaging them cold again. And you can find out all about Rapportive right here at rapportive.com. This doesn't all have to be one way though. In fact, you might find that you have better luck creating meaningful connections, more about that later, by inviting other people to connect with you. So, how can you do this? Well, one simple way is to use a plugin on your website that lets people easily connect. Some themes will even have this feature built in, letting you grow your network quickly. WP LinkedIn is a basic plugin that lets you embed your profile throughout your site, and you can read all about it here at wordpress.org/plugins/WP-LinkedIn, and you should be able to install this from within the WordPress dashboard as well. Another way to do this via a website is by using the Follow Company plugin generator, which is for getting people to follow your business as opposed to your personal profile. Note that when you use the Follow Company plugin generator, you can do so for your business or for a showcase page. And this again is particularly useful for promoting a website or a blog that belongs to your business, and this way you can treat your company and your website as separate entities. And to access the Follow Company plugin generator, you come here to developer.linkedin.com/plugins/follow-company. Then you need to sign in with LinkedIn and follow the on-screen instructions. Another option is to invite your followers and friends to connect via email marketing, Twitter or Facebook. And this is a good strategy because these people are already fans and have already decided to follow you. So they're likely to be more receptive to an offer to join you on LinkedIn. They may even be excited to. And finally, don't be afraid to suggest connecting in real life. If you meet someone at a networking event or even at a social gathering and you think there's a chance that you could do business with them, or that they know someone that you might want to do business with, then ask them to add you on LinkedIn. You can even consider adding your LinkedIn profile to your business card. If you'd like to be fancy, you can do it with a QR code so that your connections can just scan your card with their phone and then add you on LinkedIn. It's like having Rapportive in the real world. In the next video, I'll talk you through how you go about managing your network and connections.